up? What up? What up? Welcome to the Live Game episode 125. This is the Average Man's Perspective on Football. I'm your co-host Marcus. Joining me on the panel tonight is Herman. Say what up, Herman.
Hey.
You are a hater.
Next up, we usually introduce Brian, but Brian is running late as usual. When he does pop up, he'll probably be out in the garage with wearing a whole coat and a beanie. But when he does come in,
you'll be playing with LeBron James and Anthony Davis.
They'll be playing with me.
Yeah.
I made the playoffs last year. They did. It's different.
And last but never least is Mark. Say what up, Mark.
Good evening.
And me, I'm 56 years old.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
We'll take that off when you turn 57 next year, Mark. So the season is in the books. We got the playoffs coming up. It's about to get real. It's also about to get real sad because I think about a month from now, we won't have any. Well, I guess we will have XFL.
We have XFL.
Yeah, I guess we'll have the XFL. And isn't what you call it coming back? There's another one, right?
XFL is coming back.
USFL too.
There he is.
Oh, look at this dude. He ain't got the right.
That dude needs a haircut.
He ain't lying. He's not in the garage no more. You even at home? Where you at?
Yeah, I'm in the living room right now.
With that echo, with that huge echo.
Oh, it's real bad.
Can we continue on with the show? Enough about where he at and what he looked like. Continue on with the show.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, playoffs is here, but good times and bad times. But go ahead and get the show started. Who's hosting tonight?
I'm hosting.
And Mark is hosting tonight. Go ahead, start us off, Mark.
All right, we're going to get into some NFL news to talk about our hot topics, review last week's picks, also our prediction picks, then finish up with our predictions for the playoffs, and then the final thoughts. Hey, one note I want to add to about being the last game of the season. I got up Sunday morning, fixed breakfast for my kids, and I had like this sad face on. I was like, you know what? Today is a sad day. Today is the last NFL week, NFL regular season week. I said that after the playoffs, I had no more football. You know the nerve they had to say to me? Does that mean we don't get no more breakfast?
Hey, that's what's important to the kids.
They don't get more breakfast.
They care less. They care less about my feelings about the NFL.
Yeah, they don't care.
All right, so we're gonna start it off with some hot topics. Marcus, start
with news of the week, sir. News of the week.
I'm sorry. News of the week.
All right, so Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin has been discharged from a Buffalo hospital more than a week after he suffered a cardiac arrest during a game on January 2nd and will continue his rehabilitation at home and with the team. The Bills announced on Wednesday. We have completed a series of tests and evaluations, and in consultation with the team physicians, we are confident that Damar can be safely discharged to continue his rehabilitation at home and with the Bills. Dr. Jamie Natler, the care team lead for Hamlin at Buffalo General Medical Center, Gates Vascular Institute, said in a statement. Hamlin was released on Monday from the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, where he had been under care since the events of January 2nd and transferred to the Buffalo General Medical Center that same day.
Fantastic news, man. Our prayers was going so much out for Hamlin for at least being healthy and able to leave out of the hospital is fantastic news to hear. So keep on praying for the young man, and we wish him all the best as far as recovery. Yeah. Next story we're gonna get into, Herman. Take the next story, please.
All right. So the signs were everywhere that Sunday night was it for Aaron Rodgers. He walked off Lambeau Field with his arm around best buddy Randall Cobb. He didn't want to give away his game-worn jersey, and he fought back his emotions in the final moments of his post-game session with reporters. So once again, the Packers are facing limbo with their franchise quarterback, but at this point, they should be used to this year-end circus.
I just want to say there's a lot. There's a lot of that was not a very objective story. A lot of bias in that story. Sorry.
That was a lot of bias. This is exactly what it was.
Incident.
Yeah, No, it's a
You are hating
circus. He does this after every year, and he just took all their money and messed up their cap last year.
This is a new,
And
this is a
made him
new
lose
section.
one of the
That's the
best
commentary
receivers in
section.
the game.
And yeah, after exactly, it made him lose one of the best receivers in the game.
This
That's
is-
why.
this is
That's
the
why
new-
Adams left.
This is the news section, sir, not the commentary section.
Okay, well, there you
And
go.
then he turns 40 next year too.
Hey, at least Herman reads his story once before he gets on live.
Hello.
I read mine too. I'm the one to put my story in there.
That's questionable.
Oh, yeah. Rehabilitation, cardiac arrest.
You know, it got big words in there. You know, I struggle with the big words. Okay.
Brian, can you
change
can
the
you-
small words?
can you give us the next news story, please?
Sure. Currently, there are 5 NFL coaching positions available, as 2 more coaches were fired this week. Lovie Smith was relieved of his duties hours after the Texans beat the Colts in the season finale. On Monday, Cliff Kingsbury's key card was disabled to the Cardinals facility. The Panthers, Colts, Broncos, Texans, and Cardinals are all in the coaching search.
Have y'all noticed they stopped calling it Black Monday?
Yeah, they have. I think they have tried to get away from that.
Yeah, they stopped calling it Black Monday. Yeah. So the last news story I have is related to coaching. The Arizona Cardinals, Houston Texans received permission to interview former Saints head coach Sean Payton on Wednesday. They both joined Denver Broncos as the teams who have requested to meet with Payton. Payton's contract does not expire until the end of 2024 season, meaning any of these teams interested in Payton would have to agree for a trade in order to secure the services of Super Bowl 44 winning coach. So
What is that
the Hunt
noise?
song. I know it's like a tweet, like bird, like a tweet, tweet. Yeah, you can hear it. Hello?
Yeah,
Oh,
We
no, just
can do a mute check real quick.
I think it's yours, Marcus.
I don't think it's mine.
I feel
Mute
like it's
yourself.
I feel like it's our voices. Are you using speaker, Ron?
No. I mean, I have a Bluetooth headphones in.
Is it
No.
playing through the headphones though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got that old head Bluetooth man. He got a little jump.
Anyway,
Your joints plug into a jack, sir.
Like, I don't need all your hostility today, Brian. I don't know what's going on
I'm
with you.
just saying. You bring it to me, you know I'm gonna bring it back.
all right. So that ends our news stories for the day. We're gonna jump into our hot topics. The first hot topic is how do we do on last year's predictions? I don't have that lined up in here. All right, the prediction, how we do. We want to go division by division, or how we want to do it?
Yeah.
All right. So starting out with, I guess we start out with the AFC. AFC East. Who did you have, Herman, as your the leading dog in the AFC East?
I had the
Dolphins.
No, I had the Buffalo Bills. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
I did get that one right.
Who you had second?
Oh, you want the whole division?
Yes, NFC
Lord.
NFC East. Yes.
AFC East, Buffalo, New England, Dolphins, and the Jets last. I ain't giving the records because I was way off on the records. But
Right. Now I just wanted the leaders. Who did you have first and second? Marcus.
Let's see. For me, I think everybody had Buffalo. I had Buffalo's 15-2.
we don't want the records. We just said that.
You don't. Well, I don't care what you say. I'm doing records. Like, I had there was Buffalo, New England, Miami, and then the Jets. So the
Something
only place,
eating his chair.
so the only person I missed was I had the Buffalo and Miami
You talking about
turned around.
Marcus?
Yeah, it looks like something's eating a chair.
Could you please focus, sir?
His
you
green
please
screen
focus?
is.
Brian, NFC East.
All right. We like I said, we all had the Bills. I did have the Patriots next, the Dolphins, and then the Jets. So I messed up on the Dolphins and the Patriots.
I think I got this one correct. I had the Buffalo, of course, first. Then I had Miami. Then I had New England, and of course I had Jets finishing up last. The NFC West. I had the Kansas City
You say
Chiefs.
NFC or AFC?
AFC West. AFC West. I had the Kansas City Chiefs, the Denver Broncos, LA Chargers, and then the Los Angeles Raiders.
Yeah,
Brian, who did you have? Yeah, Vegas, Las Vegas Raiders.
I forgot. I should look, but I think I had this one right. I had the Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders, and the Broncos.
Marcus?
Actually, I had this exactly right. The Chiefs, the Chargers, the Raiders.
No,
and the
you
Broncos.
did. Let's see proof.
I had it right. I'll show you after the show, but I had it exactly right.
Herman.
Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders.
All right. NFC
You just messed up on the back end.
AFC North. Herman.
Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, Browns.
I had the Ravens, the Steelers, Bengals, and Browns. Brian.
That was a fanboy pick.
I
Brian.
like a lot about it's worse because I had the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers.
Oh gosh.
Marcus.
I had this one exactly right too. I had the Bengals, the Ravens, the Steelers, and the Browns.
You're going to have to take a screenshot of that. So
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
Don't be a hater on your left.
We can go back. We have video proof
You
now.
are a hater.
I ain't got no reason to lie.
I'm going to go last in the AFC is the AFC South.
This is where I messed up on.
I bet
Sure, a
you
lot
did.
of us did.
I let you, Marcus, you go first. Who did you have, Marcus?
Good Lord. I had the Titans, the Colts, the Jaguars, and the Texans.
Yeah, I don't know. I bumped my head on this one. I had the Colts, the Titans, Jaguars, and then Houston on this one. Brian?
Yeah, me and Marcus was on line step. I had Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans.
And Herman.
I had the same thing. Titans, Colts, Jaguars, Texans.
I mean, who knew the Jaguars?
No, but Mark really didn't bump his head. But at the beginning of the season, I mean, the Colts the year before were almost in the playoffs with Carson Wentz. So you always expected an upgrade when they got their new quarterback. So
I thought they would be ready for it, but they wasn't.
Not so.
Going to the NFC East, Brian, who did you have in this one?
in the East, I had the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Giants, and the Commodores. So the first two I had mixed up, but the rest of it I had right.
Marcus?
I had the Cowgirls.
Yeah, Marcus, who did you have?
Don't interrupt me when I start talking. God damn it. I had the Cowgirls, Washington, Philadelphia, and the Giants.
I don't think that's true. I think you had Washington first.
I did not. Actually, I had them had the same record as the Cowgirls.
I had the Eagles, the Giants, the Cowboys, and then the Commanders. Herman?
I had the Cowboys, the Eagles, the Commanders, and the Giants.
Yeah. NFC West. Brian, who'd you have?
The West, I had the Niners, the Rams, the Cardinals, and then the Seahawks.
I pretty much had it almost the same thing. The only one is we just flipped the Cardinals in Seattle. The only two flip. Herman?
I had the Rams, the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Seahawks.
Marcus?
Same thing. I had the Rams, the Cardinals, the 49ers, and the Seahawks.
We ain't show the Seahawks no love.
No love.
Not at all. NFC North. Herman, who'd you have?
I had the Packers, the Vikings, the Bears, and the Lions.
Believe it or not, I had the Vikings, the Packers, Detroit, and then Chicago Bears. Marcus?
I had the Packers, the Vikings, Chicago, and then Detroit.
Brian?
Yeah, so me and Herman and Marcus were all in line step.
All right, the last one, you got NFC South. I had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I had the Saints, Carolina, and Atlanta coming in last. Herman?
I had the Bucks, the Saints, the Falcons, and the Panthers.
Marcus?
I had the Bucks, the Panthers, the Falcons, and the Saints.
Brian?
Me and Herman were on point. Bucks, Saints, Falcons, Panthers.
So looks like out of the playoffs, I missed three out of both AFC and NFC. I missed 3 teams out of each one that didn't make the playoffs.
So what was your ranking at the end of the week? Who was number 1 through 7?
Number 1, I had the Saints. San
The number
Francisco,
1 seed?
San Francisco,
This guy.
Vikings, Eagles, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, and then the Rams. That's the NFC. What do you have in the NFC, Herman?
So I had the Rams as the number 1 seed. I had the Cowboys as the 2 seed, the Tampa as the 3, Packers as the 4, and then my wild cards were the Cardinals with 5, Vikings 6, and San Francisco 7.
Brian?
I had the Niners, the Packers, the Cowboys, the Bucks, the Vikings, the Rams, and then the Cardinals.
Marcus?
Damn, nobody gave the Eagles no love. I had Tampa, LA, Green Bay, Dallas, Arizona, 49ers, and Washington.
I think I was the only one that had the Eagles in the playoffs. I had them number 4 seed. I had
You
them in
were.
the playoffs. So, AFC, I had the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Colts, the Chargers, the Broncos, and the Steelers.
You had the Broncos in the play.
I had Russell Wilson, man.
Yeah.
Brian.
Who?
I
Who?
said
Who'd you say?
who? Right. Who?
Sierra, just call him Sierra. For now on, we just call him Sierra's husband. That's-
Sierra's husband. Yeah.
Wow. That's terrible.
Oh God.
Herman, that's right.
Brian.
I had the Bills, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Titans, the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Colts. So them last 2 was ugly.
Herman.
Had the Ravens as the 1 seed, Bills as the 2, Chiefs as the 3, Titans as the 4. Wild card was the Chargers at 5, New England at 6, and Bengals at 7.
And Marcus.
Yeah, I gave the Titans too much love. I started Buffalo number 1, number 2 Titans, number 3 Baltimore, number 4 Kansas City, which is odd. Number 5 the Bengals, number 6 the Chargers, number 7 the Steelers.
I guess that wraps it up for our predictions, and we all suck.
I don't know. We all suck. We had some missteps, but everybody, even the ones that get paid for this, got to add some missteps in there this year.
That's true.
Ain't nobody picked the Jaguars to make no playoffs.
I think we all are in on the Bills. We see how far that goes.
And nobody showing up picked Philly to be number 1. I don't care. I would go back.
No,
nobody.
no.
Yeah,
None
I
of
don't
us.
think anybody
None of us picked the number
Well,
one.
some
There were a lot of people predicting Philly to win the division.
Yeah, because
Not
nobody
to be
ever
number 1,
repeats in our division.
Not to be number
Yeah.
1.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so we're moving on to the next hot topic. We've got who's your choice for the NFL Coach of the Year? You got Eagles, Knicks, Sirianni, Doug Peterson for the Jags, Kyle Shanahan for the 49ers, Brian Debo for the Giants, Dan Campbell for the Lions, Sean McDermott for the Bills, Reeves the Chief, Kevin O'Connell for the Vikings, Zach Taylor for the Bengals. I'll let you start it off first, Marcus. Who do you have as far as your coach of the year?
Now I can't believe I'm about to say this. Never would have thought it. Never thought I'd be happy with this team. Never thought I'd be happy with this coach, considering when he got hired. We all made fun of him. But I would say Dan Campbell. I would say. I would
Can I
have
ask
to
you a
say,
question? How is Dan Campbell going to be? His team didn't make the playoffs.
still, if it's the
All
Lions,
these other coaches, their teams made the playoffs.
Okay, can I explain? So you start
Sure.
interrupting me, sir. Oh, but I'm about
I was just asking how he got on the list, not necessarily what your choice was.
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, don't be late and then interrupting, okay? I'm gonna say Dan Campbell because I
Something's
believe
eating you in the background.
the Lions. I feel like the Lions were very close to making the playoffs. The Lions, the last half of the season, have been playing excellent football. And considering what we expect from the Lions, and considering what we expected from Dan Campbell when he got the job, talking about biting people's kneecaps off, no one expected his team to be this good. He has gotten the Lions to be a very good team. They didn't make the playoffs this year, but hey, stages. I'm predicting next year they will make the playoffs, especially with no Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Who gonna take that spot? Maybe Minnesota. They still may make the wild card. To me, the Lions are a very good team. The games they lost, they were pretty much in. They were very good games. They played the teams to the wire. The Lions are a good team, and considering I'm saying he's the coach of the year, considering what we expected from him and from the Lions, he should be coach of the year. I think he got that
Somebody
team.
thinks you putting out a participation award.
You know what, Brian? You know what, Marcus?
Somebody said exactly.
Brian, Marcus, I don't really disagree with you. Looking at the talent that they have, they building up a nice future over there in Detroit.
I think I heard today the Detroit's last 7 games, Jared Goff, 15 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Yeah, he did. We laughed last year at the trade saying that, oh man, they got a bum deal. Goff's been putting up some numbers this year. He looked damn good. So.
And let me say why I didn't give it to say Kyle Shanahan or Andy Reid or Sean McDermott. We expected this from them. We expect the Chiefs to be in the playoffs. We expected the Bills to be in the playoffs. We expect the 49ers to be in the playoffs.
Agree.
To me, they did what they normally do. And to me, coach of the year should go to the person who excelled, who you don't normally expect it from. And to me, that was Dan Campbell. To me, Andy Reid, he's a great coach, but I don't know. It's kind of biased. We expect him to do that. So it is what it is.
Like you said, it's what expected. You expected it.
Yeah.
Brian, who you have as your coach of the year, sir?
If I wasn't biased, I would have probably picked Nick Sirianni because I think he was a garbage hire when they hired him. So he definitely went above and beyond what I expected. But my real choice is actually Doug Peterson with the Jaguars. What a dumpster fire that team was last year with no leadership, all the drama. The coach getting caught with girls on his laps. He's kicking the kicker or yelling at the team and disrespecting them. For him to take that team and win a division is remarkable. I expected them to do well. Is Herman asleep?
No, I'm looking at the names.
we boring you, Herman.
I'm literally looking down at the names.
Yeah, but I know he's a former Eagles. So yeah, they put all that up when the Cowboys lost. Thanks for the reminder. But nonetheless, he did do, and even one of the people on this panel was saying that quarterback was a bust. He was garbage. So he proved that he changed that dude's mind. So I have to give it to Doug Peterson.
Cool. My choice actually would be Brian Debo. For him to take that team Giants had and put them in the playoffs, I think he deserved to be coach of the year. He didn't change anything from the players he had. He was down to pulling wide receivers from off the practice squad, off the streets, and he was making his team compete. So mine is actually Brian Debo for the Giants. I think he should get the coach of the year. Herman.
Well, Mark, thanks for stealing my thunder, buddy. That looking at this list, It's like Marcus said. Some of these guys,
You expect it.
Andy Reid, you expect it. Kyle Shanahan, you kind of expect it. That's a catch with that's a reach probably with Dan Campbell, Marcus. I'm sorry, I just can't get behind the coach talking about.
Well, these were
kneecaps.
there was just possibilities on
Yeah,
it.
No, I know. I'm just saying, but yeah, Brian Daboll, you have to give him credit. He did something with nothing. You got a suspect quarterback in Daniel Jones that you don't know what you're going to get from week in, week out. You got a great running back who actually came back good this year, but he did go out. He got hurt a couple games. He was out. Name a wide receiver. Just name one.
That's true.
Exactly. You can't. And then he went to the playoffs when the NFC East was playing its best football. You haven't seen this good of football out of the whole NFC East division in how long? 3 teams out of the NFC East went to the playoffs, and he was one of them. Could have been 4, but we know what happened with that.
See, we don't need all this.
Marcus. Anyway,
You are a hater.
so I definitely agree with Mark. Brian Daboll, I think he should get coach of the year.
Hey, Jay Gruden is the OC in Jacksonville.
No.
Not the- yeah.
Who is this person talking about?
I don't know because I don't think. I mean, Jay Gruden be talking to the 106 and 7 the fan on Monday, so I don't think he's the coach of nobody right now.
Nah.
I mean, we're gonna need you to elaborate on that comment.
He's actually an offensive consultant for the Rams.
No wonder it was so bad this year.
Really? He's with the Rams?
He's a consultant with the Rams.
Wow.
I don't think he's really with them, but he probably.
That's what it says.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
just made it up.
Well,
Yeah. Well, offensive consultant, yeah.
Who smoked weed on a girl's? Who is this person? Who smoked weed on a girl's butt?
Move on. Let's move on.
All
Jay
right.
Gruden, what?
So we're gonna get into how the games from next week for last week,
week.
final NFL week. I don't know why you even bring that up. Anyway,
Marcus, make sure you grab your hat. I believe you're wearing it twice.
3 times, I think.
Is it 3? Good grief.
I believe
Oh
it is.
my gosh! The first game we had was the Titans taking on the Jaguars. The Jaguars won it 20-16. Stats for the game: you had the Titans, Joshua Dobbs, 20 for 29, 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, one big fumble. Derrick Henry, 30 attempts for 119 yards, 0 touchdowns. Chick Akuta, tight end, 3 receptions, 42 yards, 1 touchdown. Trevor Lawrence.
Go ahead.
Trevor Lawrence, 20 for 32, 212 yards, 1 touchdown. Travis Etienne, 7 carries, 17 yards. Yeah, Christian Kirk, 6 catches for 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Herman, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, I picked
Who'd
the
you have?
Jaguars on this one. Jaguars are playing hot football. Young team that's hungry. And the biggest thing was that the Titans, I mean, it always comes down to your quarterback play. And the Titans was basically, they just didn't have a quarterback that could take them where they needed to go. This was definitely a good game. It's going to be interesting moving forward with this division because it makes me wonder about what's his name, Malik
Willis.
Malik
Willis. Yeah, because I mean, you got Trevor Lawrence in that division, and it's like you didn't want to play Malik Willis. I know you didn't plan to play him this year, but you just let a guy walk in off the street basically and play a game to possibly take y'all to the playoffs, and it just makes you wonder, where his future is going to be. But I picked the Jaguars. I got this one right.
Yeah, I was with the Jaguars on this one. Joshua Dobbs made it a little closer than what it should have been in this game, to be honest with you. If it wasn't for that sack fumble, this game possibly could have went to overtime, to be honest with you. but the Jaguars, they pulled it out. They've been playing good going into this particular game, but I took the Jaguars in this one too, and they won it. Brian, who Jag?
Yeah, we were all in the same, lines. I had the Jaguars with this victory. At the point, they were the more hungry team. Like Herman said, when they're playing, quarterback carousel, to win the division. I mean, that's a long road to hoe. But Mark brought up a good point. I mean, the Titans put up 312 offensive yards on 72 plays. The Jags only put up 222 yards on 47 plays. So they did make it a game that we didn't think was going to be a game. The other thing, too, is both teams turned the ball over, but the Jaguars turned it over more. They turned it over with a fumble and an interception.
That last fumble was a killer right there.
Yeah.
Who threw the interception?
Lawrence
didn't throw an interception.
No, I'm sorry. The Titans turned the ball over twice. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No. The Jags only fumbled once.
But
to have the time of possession, 36 minutes and 12 seconds to 23 minutes and 48 seconds. I mean, it was very admirable. But like Herman said, you can't come in there, trying to win a division with a guy that only played 2 games.
Yeah.
Marcus,
that was an easy pick. The Jaguars, they, like Brian said, they were hot. And what's the name? Josh Dobbs has never won an NFL game, so he's going to get the first overall pick quarterback. You always got to go with the best. I always say you go with the best quarterback, and obviously it was going to be I'm sorry, Jaguars. It was going to be the Jaguars because they got the best quarterback. So I picked the Jaguars, and he was right, and I was right.
All right. Moving on to the next game, we had the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals won this one 27-16. Stats in this particular game: Anthony Brown, 19 for 44, 286 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Kenyon Drake, 16 carries, 60 yards, 1 touchdown. Isaiah Likely, 8 catches, 103 yards, 0 touchdown. For Cincinnati, Joe Burrows, 25 for 42, 215 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. Joe Mixon, 11 attempts, 27 yards, and a coin flip, 1 touchdown. Jamar Chase, 8 catches for 86 yards and 1 touchdown. I'll let you start it off, Brian. Who did you have in this one?
Yeah, in this one I did have the Bengals, and I mean this one wasn't really a contest. The Baltimore Ravens kept giving the ball back to the Bengals. They turned the ball over 4 times, threw 2 picks, fumbled twice, and you just can't do that with this good team. The statistics show they only had 257 total offensive yards on 64 plays, and that was because they didn't have to go the whole field because Baltimore was giving them a ball with the short field so they could score quickly and put up points. So this game wasn't really a contest. Like the Titans game, you can't come in there with your 3rd, 4th string quarterback and try to beat a quality team, the team that just went to the Super Bowl last year. So it was a pretty easy pick. I picked the Bengals, and they were right.
Marcus?
Yeah, I also picked the Bengals. For the same reason I said I picked the last game. Like Brian just stated, you can't have your quarterback was in the Super Bowl last year. Another first overall pick against some 3rd or 4th stringer. It just wasn't going to happen. And a home game too for the Bengals. Of course they were going to win. And I from what I hear, Lamar might not be ready to play in the playoffs. So I don't know what they're going to do.
He's not playing. I don't think he's playing.
Oh well, then I guess the Ravens.
They were saying it today. They're probably going to roll where Huntley. I think
Huntley's going to be ready.
Yeah. So yeah, to me it was an easy pick. It was the Bengals, and I was right.
And too, what's real funny about this situation because now they're trying to say it's more contract related than just him actually being injured.
They're finding a way to try to discredit certain quarterbacks.
In this game, I was with you all so far with the Bengals. Joe Mixon, did y'all see the coin flip that he did after he scored a touchdown? He's going to get fined for that. I don't know if you know, Chad Johnson reached out to him and told him he'll pay the fine for him. But you're right. You touched on it a little bit, Brian, that Anthony Brown, he threw 2 consecutive interceptions and they scored touchdowns. Points out of those interception turnovers, which they jumped up 17-0 and really never looked back from there. But yeah, I took the Bengals in this one and they were victorious. Herman, who did you have?
Yeah, I picked the Bengals in this one. I mean, I didn't even know Anthony Brown was playing. I thought that Tyler Huntley was playing. The Bengals. The Ravens are they're done. I mean, without Lamar, they just are not a competitive team. Point blank period. A lot of teams struggle when you lose your quarterback. I get that. But they really struggling because they don't have no real good wide receivers around, on the team. So, and then they have these backups that I swear they're almost like they're knockoffs of Lamar Jackson backups. It's like, why aren't y'all getting it? You have a quarterback who runs, he's mobile, he can get hurt. Get yourself an experienced backup quarterback. He doesn't necessarily have to fit the mold of Lamar. You just need to know how to change your game plan up if you get a pocket passing quarterback or one that's not mobile. I shouldn't say pocket passing, one that's not mobile that you need to put in. But these dudes that they're rolling out there right now, man, they're trash. Point blank.
But Herman, in their defense, that's how their offense is set up through Lamar. They got to have somebody that can almost imitate Lamar. They've changed the whole offensive line, their wide receivers, their tight ends. They only have a regular offense.
But that's their problem. Yeah. Even when they do have Lamar, that's their problem. Yeah. You can't set up a team that way. But I picked the Bengals. This was an easy pick. It was no questions asked, in all honesty, and I got it right. And I'll be picking against the Ravens for the playoffs too. So.
Did I get everybody? I covered everybody?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. Next game, bless you. Next game we had the New England Patriots taking on the Buffalo Bills. Bills, bless you.
Spreading germs.
The Bills won this one 35-23. Stats in this game. Mac Jones, 20 for 40, 243 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions.
Spin it.
Ronaldo Stevens, bless you. You need to get some allergy medicine over there, man.
I tried to mute it. I guess it unmuted me when I said
it. 6 carries for 54 yards. Devontae Parker, 6 catches for 79 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Allen, 31, 200 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. James Cook, 9 carries for 45 yards. Stephon Diggs, 7 catches for 104 yards. And this one, the Bills started this thing off with a kickoff to the house. I took the Bills in this one. Did you know this was their first kickoff return in 3 years and 3 months?
Yep.
3 years and 3 months. Kind of crazy with the threes. And New England was in this game, man. They came to play. They were up 17-14
in this game.
They were up 17-14. And I kind of, out of all the games, I kind of feel bad for Belichick in this one because you knew nobody wanted the New England Patriots to win this game based on the Hamlin injury and all, and how this game was built up. So nobody really wanted to see New England really win it. But the Bills were victorious, and I picked the Bills. Herman, who'd you have in this one?
Yeah, I had the Bills in this one. It was over after that first kickoff. Even though Patriots came and they did take the lead, but the Bills was just that the emotion, the high that they were on, just being back out there on the field after what had happened on that Monday night game. It was almost just like it was destined for them to win this game. It's almost like you hated to be the team to have to play them. Now, what happens in the playoffs may be a whole other story because they could have used up everything in this game, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, I know, right? I picked the Bills. I got this one right. Patriots, I will say this about the Patriots. I expect them to be better next year, especially with a new offensive coordinator. But if they don't have a new offensive coordinator, they get no love in my picks next year.
What do you say with a real offensive coordinator?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes,
a real offensive
one.
coordinator.
Brian?
Fake one.
Yeah, I was with you, Herman. I also had picked the Buffalo Bills to win this game, and it was close. I mean, for a minute, and then, like Herman said, they just kind of blew the doors off them. When your second string quarterback throws 40 times, that's not a good recipe for a victory, especially since out of those 40 times he threw 3 picks. They were able to run the ball pretty well. They had 107 yards rushing, total of 234 yards offensively, but 341 yards offensively. But it was just too much Buffalo Bills and too much Hamlin love. They said that when he ran it back, all the monitors and stuff that he was on started going crazy because he got all excited about the touchdown. So it was kind of a neat story. But I had Buffalo, Buffalo, New York, Buffalo, who won the NFC East. All right,
When he said Buffalo second time, I knew what he was doing. Marcus, spin that hat for us, my man.
I picked the Patriots. I wasn't sure if the Bills were going to recover from what happened the previous week. But obviously they did. And New England sucks with their fake offensive coordinator. But Matt Jones, he didn't play that bad of a game, but them 3 interceptions that'll kill you every time. So, but I picked Buffalo. I picked New England, and I was wrong.
Where is New England, Marcus? What part of the country is New England?
The Northeast.
So crazy.
I'm confused. What's funny?
I'm making you talk longer, Marcus, so you have to continue to wear the hat.
I ain't doing nothing.
Jesus.
We moved on.
We're moving on to the next game we had was the New York Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. This game, 11-6, Dolphins pulled it out. The stats, the Jets, Joe Flacco, 18 for 33, 149 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Got this wrong too.
Wait, no, take that off.
Who else picked the Jets?
I picked the Jets.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. Zonovan Knight, 12 carries for 22 yards.
I mean, you can wear it, but it's not legit.
Garrett Wilson, 9 catches for 89 yards. Skylar Thompson, 20 for 31, 152 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Jeff Wilson Jr., 16 carries, 72 yards, 0 touchdown. And Mike Gesicki.
Gesicki?
4 receptions for 46 yards.
4 receptions, 46 yards. On this one, I'll go first. I took the Dolphins. Flacco had only one job, just one job. He couldn't do that. You had a Flacco and the Skylar Thompson led teams end up with a 6-11 victory. What can I say about that one? But the Dolphins won it, and that's who I chose. Took the Dolphins. Herman, who did you have?
Yeah, I picked the Dolphins in this one. This was ugly. It really was. Skylar Thompson, and he's going to play their playoff game too. This was just a game of bad quarterbacks. Obviously you can tell that from the score. New York, they need to start over, in my opinion. Just go ahead and draft your quarterback. You're kind of up there in the draft. Move on from Zach Wilson, man. Just call it a day.
Miami may need to draft a quarterback.
Not a Mike White fan?
He's not doing enough. He's just not. And then Miami, what's bad about Miami or sad about Miami is they have a proven backup, right? But somebody is not getting in Teddy Bridgewater's ear and letting him know, bruh, you're the starter now. Don't risk yourself. Because if you notice, every time he's come in for Tua, he's done something stupid and gets himself hurt.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, You're the starter. Like,
Yep.
protect yourself. So that's where they are with that. But yeah, I picked Miami. It wasn't a lot to talk about this game.
Marcus.
I picked the Jets. I figured, Miami, a third string quarterback, but also not taking into account that the Jets on the third string quarterback. Even though the third string quarterback has won a Super Bowl, I guess that was a long
time ago.
Yeah, so I picked the Jets, and I was wrong.
Who was that?
Joe Flacco.
Oh, you mean okay, but he wasn't a third string back when he won the Super Bowl.
No, but he was third string.
I thought you meant like a third string quarterback took a team to the Super Bowl. Okay.
No.
Well,
he's saying that the third string took him to the quarterback.
He did. He wasn't third string when he did it. But he third string quarterback won a Super Bowl.
Now, yeah, I got you.
Brian.
Yeah, I was with Marcus. I picked the Jets. I mean, it was a terrible quarterback play, and I figured the Jets defense, would get at least a score or something or two to turn the tide. And Mark, how you going to talk about Flacco and then pick Miami? You were counting on Flacco to do it. You said he had one job, and then you picked Miami.
Because I knew Flacco wasn't going to do
it. Nonetheless, I picked the Jets, and I was done for picking the Jets. And luckily, I don't have to pick the Jets no more this year.
All right, next game we go into.
You shouldn't pick the Dolphins no more this year either.
The New York.
We didn't do those picks yet, Marcus.
We got the New York Football Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles won it 22-16. Davis Webb, 22 for 40 yards, 168 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interception. Also in being a leading rusher, 6 attempts for 41 yards, 1 touchdown rushing. Kenny Galladay. Oh, there's a sighting. He's still with them. 2 receptions, 30 yards, 1 touchdown. For the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, 20 for 35, 229 yards, 1 interception. Boston Scott, 9 carries for 54 yards, 1 touchdown. And you have A.J. Brown, 4 receptions for 95 yards, 0 touchdowns. Brian, I'll let you go first. Who did you have in this one?
And of course, I went with the Eagles. I had no faith in the Giants, especially since they were, not using their starters. I wouldn't have had that much faith in them, even if the starters had played. So this game was boring for about 3.5 quarters. The fourth quarter, they tried to make it a little exciting, but the game was pretty much in hand once they staked the field. The Eagles won; they deserved to win. And that's that.
Herman.
Yeah, I picked the Eagles in this one. They barely beat the Giants backups. Had no faith in the Giants at all, though, to win this game. So yeah, Eagles are limping into the playoffs. I picked the Eagles. They're lucky they got the number 1 seed.
They're the only team limping into the playoffs?
No, they're not the only team limping into it, but you would think that there's only one team limping into the playoffs when there's a bunch of them, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, I took the Eagles.
Yes, limping.
I took the Eagles also. Jalen Hurts was back. He's playing it safe in this particular game. They actually with this win too in the bye, they get an extra week to rest, so that may play towards his favor. Giants pretty much played with their backup, so I didn't expect them to do that. Jalen Hurts finished this season 14-1 as a starter. So let that sink into your head, Mr. Herman.
Yeah.
Okay. He lost to the Commanders.
So the
14-1.
I knew you was gonna say that. You're welcome. I let that door slip in.
Marcus.
I also picked the Eagles, but this game was a little bit too close for the Giants to not have started any of their starters. But they got 2 weeks to rest. We'll see what happens. But and actually, I think you were right. Jalen Hurts was playing it safe. He only had 9 carries for 13 yards.
Yeah, he was playing it hurt. They told him not to run.
Yeah,
he probably wasn't 100%, to be honest with you.
He wasn't.
Yeah,
he'll be nice and rusty.
But this game was a little bit too close for them, for New York.
It was way too close for considering New York didn't have any of their starters in.
Yeah.
It's way too close.
All right, so we got the final game. We got the Detroit Lions going up to Lambeau Field and taking on the Packers. They actually won it 20-16. You had Jared Goff, 23 for 34, 224 yards. Jamal Williams, 16 carries, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. Khalif Raymond, 4 catches for 66 yards, 0 touchdowns. Green Bay, Aaron Rodgers, 17 for 27, 205 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Aaron Jones, 12 carries for 48 yards. Christian Watson, 5 receptions, 104 yards, 0 touchdowns. Herman, who did you have in this one?
I picked the Lions in this one. This was a good game. The Lions, you could see that they were tired of being disrespected by the Green Bay Packers, and they punched them in the mouth and sent them home, out of the playoffs. So kudos to the Lions. I picked the Lions, and I got this one right.
Brian?
Yeah, I was with you on this, Herman. And not only were they tired of being, disrespected, but the Lions went into this game knowing that they had nothing to win for. The only thing that they were hanging their hats on was that they could take the Packers out with them and they could sit on the couch with them because the Seahawks had won a little bit earlier in the day. So kudos, to we did joke about him, biting ankles and everything, but that team believes in him. That team is kind of a mirror of him.
Biting kneecaps.
Or whatever they biting. They play hard, they scrap, they work hard. I mean, they beat them legitimately. That was a good game, and it was a great end of the Sunday night. But I picked the Lions, and I picked that correct.
Yeah, I agree with you, Herman, and too with the Lions. You was absolutely right. They figured that if we're not going to the dance, y'all ain't going either. So they took care of their business with that. This ain't the same Lions team, y'all. They getting a little confident, little play action going on here. They started out the season 1-6. They ended winning 8 of the last 10 games. So they're on the right path. The question is that if Aaron Rodgers do decide to leave this NFC North, who will be the king of the mountain then? It's going to be interesting to see that one. But yeah, I took the Lions on this one, and they were victorious on it. Marcus.
Yeah, I picked Green Bay. Obviously they lost, like you guys said. Detroit came to play. I just figured, this game being for the the good spot in the playoffs and it being a home game for the Green Bay, they could have pulled it out, but nope. And now Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, they've grown a reputation for losing important games, mainly playoff games at home, mainly by the 49ers. So they I don't think anybody's scared of Green Bay anymore. Lambeau Field doesn't have the mystique it used to have.
No.
And if this was Aaron Rodgers' last game, you did terrible, son. You had one job. We want to talk about who had one job. He had one job, one job to get in these doggone playoffs, and he couldn't do it. So I picked Green Bay, and I was wrong.
The best thing about that whole situation was, Aaron Rodgers all smug and talking stuff. Yeah, we got a chance. We control our own destiny. Blah blah blah. You get to go home hugging your boyfriend. And all y'all saw that. What was that? Was he a corner? Number 7. Walking.
Quay Walker.
Quay Walker, man.
Walking like that dude from Friday.
He got thrown out of the game.
I was there. Wait, he pushed the dude. What do you expect?
He pushed the trainer.
He pushed one of the trainers that was trying to help somebody.
This is the second
one of the
time
medical
he's done
staff.
that. The second time he's done that against opposing teams. Remember, he was the one who did it early this season and got thrown out.
He got thrown out, but he didn't push the trainer. He punched the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he punched the guy. But
Well,
yeah,
that we pushing people, and you walk out like that, like a little old.
His teammates should have got thrown out too because he bumped him in the back, like I got
He
my
kind of
boys
gave
back.
me, he gave me a little elbow, a little shove.
Yeah, like what are y'all fools doing right now? You shouldn't put your hands on no trainer, but of all weeks to do it this week now after what happened, man, that was wild.
How did you guys do as far as your picks, Herman? How'd you do?
6-0, baby, perfect week. Way to end the season.
3-3.
6-0.
5-1. 5-1. Damn Jets.
No, you should have picked the Dolphins. You should have known.
I should have picked the Dolphins.
Who would have known? What's the quarterback name? I don't even know his name.
Skylar
For the Dolphins?
Yeah.
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, I just figured their run game will be enough to get them through that game anyway.
All right, so we're gonna go through the playoffs. The wild card weekend we got 6 games to choose from. We'll start it out with the Seattle at San Francisco. San Francisco 9.5 points on it. I'm gonna let you start it off, Brian. Who'd you got in this one?
Man, the predictor has the Niners winning 72% of the time. The Niners swept the Seahawks this year, so they won both games. Make it 3 in a row. Give me the Niners.
Ditto. 3 in a row. Niners. I'm taking the Niners. Herman?
I'm going to pick the Niners, but don't be surprised. It's a divisional game. I don't like playing divisional teams in the playoffs, but I'm going to go with
it's hard beating the team 3 times.
It sure is. Even though we did it against the Eagles that one year.
Marcus?
Yeah, I don't care how it is to be the team 3 times. I'm going with Brock Purdy and the 49ers. I think they're going. I think they're going to win this game decisively.
Next game, we got the LA Chargers taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jaguars giving up 1.5 points. They playing in Duval. They playing down there. I like the energy that Jacksonville's putting out. I'm going to take the Jaguars in this one, y'all. I'm taking Jaguars. Brian?
Yeah, the predictor agrees with you, Mark, that they got the Jaguars winning 59% of the time. The last time they played was this year on 9/25. The Jaguars beat the Chargers 38-10. I think the Chargers get comeback. Give me the Chargers.
Okay. Marcus?
Somebody ask this question. Are the Chargers healthy? Are the wide receivers Allen and Williams playing?
Yeah.
Williams isn't. Williams is a little iffy, isn't he? Didn't he hurt his back?
I don't think so. Oh, what, in the last game?
Yeah,
so.
He went.
He might play. I think he might play. He's not ruled out, but I think he's.
This one's a very hard one for me to pick. I think this might turn to be the game of the week. This should be a very good game, but I'm gonna have to take the Chargers. I got to take. I'm going with Herbert over Trevor Lawrence. Going to give me the Chargers. But I shouldn't. Staley going. He gonna do something stupid. I'm still gonna take the Chargers, but I promise you, Staley gonna do something stupid.
Look, everybody looking for that Chargers job. They want Staley to mess up so they can get that job.
They might. Somebody just might get it.
Herman?
Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. When I looked at it, I was like, man, I don't know, but I think the Jags had a nice little run. Notice I said had. I'm going with the Chargers.
That guy.
Along with
that guy.
Okay. All right. We should see. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. There's no way Skylar Thompson's going to beat the Bills. I'm taking the Bills. Herman?
Yeah, that's an easy one. Bills all the way. Bills Mafia, baby.
Herman?
Did you say what the thing was, Mark?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't. It was
Bills giving up 9.5.
9.5. Okay. Marcus?
Yeah, to me, this is one of the easiest picks. Bought Buffalo all day.
Round us out, Brian. Who you got?
Yeah, the predictor, this is the highest percentage. They're at 87% for the Bills. They did split the 2 games that they played this year, but Buffalo's walking. Keep on going, Buffalo Mafia.
All right. Next game we got is the New York Football Giants taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings giving up 3 points in this one. They playing in Minnesota. Herman, who you got in this one?
I say my coach of the year is not done yet. Give me the New York Football Giants.
Brian.
Man, Herman, the predictor does not agree with you. They got the Vikings winning 58% of the time. They did play this year. The Giants lost 27-24, and this was just in December December 24th.
Bob,
I think the Vikings.
It was a 60-yard field goal kick when they won this game for.
Yeah, it was a last minute field goal.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants got the win, but I think I'm going to stick with my Kirk Cousins.
I'm gonna have to agree with you on this one, Brian. I think the Vikings will come up to show and play with this game, so I'm taking the Vikings on this one. Marcus, round us out.
Nah, I'm not sure this is one word or 2 words, but it's the word I'm prime time. I'm taking the Giants. Get out of here.
4 o'clock. They're the only ones
it's
on
not
TV.
Sunday night crazy. It's Sunday.
Okay.
I don't care. It's the only game on. I learned from last time. It's the only game on. That means Kirk Cousins is going to fold. He's going to choke. I'm taking the Giants.
We shall see. Next game we got is for the third time, the Baltimore Ravens taking on the Cincinnati Bengals at the same spot they did week 18. Bengals giving up 7 points on it. Brian, who you got on this one?
Yeah, the predictor is favoring the Bengals 72% of the time. The teams did split the 2 games that they played this year, but like we talked about earlier, man, you can't be starting some backup third stringer in the playoffs, man. Give me the Bengals.
Marcus?
Yeah, this is another easy one for me. I might have to go to Bengals. Like Brian just said, third string against team of the Super Bowl last year. Team is hot. A team that legitimately has a chance to be in Super Bowl again. It got to be the Bengals.
Herman?
You already know. I said it earlier. Give me the Bengals. I'm picking the Ravens.
So I rounded out. It's the Bengals. The Bengals will be victorious in this one.
I wanted you to lone wolf that one, Mark.
No, not at all. Last game we have is the Dallas Cowboys giving up 2.5 points against the Tampa Bay Tom Brady Bucks in Tampa Bay. Marcus, who do you got in this one?
I hate to say this, and I usually never doubt Tom Brady.
Say the Bucks.
The Bucks suck. They're not a good team. They have a losing record. I don't see the Cowboys repeating what they did this week against the Commanders. Cowboys win this game.
Brian?
I hate y'all.
The predictor agrees with you, Marcus. They got the Cowboys winning 69% of the time. But if y'all remember the first game of the season, the Cowboys lost to the Buccaneers 19-3 with that starting. The bad game that the Cowboys played last week does not sit well in my stomach. But y'all know I'm going with my boys. Give me the Cowboys.
And
we going to Eagles.
Let me say this. This that first game they lost, the first game of the season in football, that's a lifetime ago. That don't even count.
True.
It is a long time ago.
That don't even count.
That's so true. It feels like last season.
It do. That don't even count.
It does. This game I'm torn on, y'all. I mean, Brady has looked like an old man at times, but then looked like the same old Brady.
They ain't got no run game. Remember, they ain't got no run game.
I'm gonna have to go with the Cowboys on this one. I'm taking the Cowboys.
No, damn it! I'm changing my pick. I'm going with the Bucks. I need to fight his Herman. I need to fight his juju with my juju.
I know, man. Come on, Mark. Change your pick, Mark.
Man, I wish the Steelers in the playoffs so I could root for them.
Give me the Cowboys. I can't pick against my boys. Y'all, man. I just knew this was going to split. I literally had already typed in split on the pick because I just knew we were splitting this. Y'all full of it, man.
It looks like Mark is lone wolfing.
No, I look like our lone wolf, right? I'm the only one lone wolf.
No, you going with the Bucks. Change your pick.
I mean, come on.
I guess-
the Bucks are not a good team. They got a losing record. They made the playoffs. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Not a good
y'all
team.
have a whole lot riding on this game. Y'all got more than with the Bucks.
Yes, yeah, including possibly a new coach change.
Yeah, that's right.
Don't nobody expect us to win anyway, so really we don't have a whole lot of riding.
Actually,
I doubt that.
Herman, man, that's
I doubt
actually the
that.
opposite. Unfortunately, this week,
You do.
I doubt that.
actually the
Everybody's-
opposite.
Everybody's
Who?
picking against
No.
us.
Who?
No, they're
Anyone
not.
watch NFL
Everybody's
Network?
picking us.
Nobody's
Yes.
picking the Bucks.
No, nobody's picking us.
Yes, everybody's picking us.
Well, I picked
That's what's
y'all.
up.
I picked
Shut
y'all.
Shut up.
And you ran the show long. Congratulations.
Here's the thing: if you give it the eye test, the Cowboys are obviously much better than the Bucks. Just
Yeah,
the eye
I
test.
just want to show up.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, you can throw everything out the window. This is the playoffs, so you just throw everything out the window.
True. All right, so that concludes our show for this week. We're going to end it with our final thoughts. I really don't have one. I'm just sad that the football is winding down to an end. Really don't have any final thoughts for you, Brian.
Yeah, Mark, I'm kind of on the same lines. Tomorrow is no game. Monday, before it wasn't a game. I mean, it's nice we got some Saturday games, but we know that each week it's less and less football, and then eventually it's going to be over. We got to wait however many months it is before it to come back. So everybody enjoy the games. Watching with your loved ones. Don't miss a second.
Herman.
Yeah, same thing. The only thing about the end of the year that I won't say I get excited, but the one thing that I'll say, well, once the season is over, is that we're closer to our annual draft trip. That's about it. That's about it.
That's a positive.
It's like, okay, there's our positive, is that I know we got our annual draft trip coming up. So enjoy the games. If your team is in the playoffs, congratulations to you. All you out of the playoff haters, yeah, we know you're coming. So whatever.
Enjoy that couch.
Yeah, get your little memes ready or whatever. If you don't know which weekend
Yeah.
you're using, just go ahead and collect them up now.
Because you're going to use them next year if they're Cowboy memes.
Yeah, exactly.
Marcus, take us out of here.
I
just want to say,
I know this is an NFL show, but I'm gonna talk about this this game that was on Monday night. TCU, you had one job. You had one job.
Bro,
You made me stop watching by halftime.
that was
job.
terrible. That was
was.
terrible.
You could have just let Michigan just go ahead and go in there. We got a better game.
They
They
left
act like Michigan would have did any better.
Yeah, they would have done better than that nonsense.
Marcus,
I don't think so.
they left everything at that Michigan game. They left
That's what
everything.
it was. Yeah.
Because ain't nobody come to play on Monday.
Yeah, I sat down like, oh, this is about college. Yeah, I was like, really? I'm texting Darian like, well,
Look, does TC deserve to be here?
right.
I turned the channel halftime. I was like, I ain't even gonna bother with this
You
nonsense.
didn't miss nothing.
Sure did.
Hey, what other
Well, you missed
note about
another 30-some points in the second half.
Right. That's
Marcus, you know what else was crazy about that? Why ESPN got it on 4 channels?
I don't know.
Like 40.
Because it was supposed to be a good game.
No, so you can listen to different types of broadcasts. If you notice, one of the
Oh my
broadcasts was like
gosh.
in the stadium one, which was really weird to listen to that one. And then like they had a little different, different broadcast stuff, I guess. But yeah, that was kind of strange.
Yeah. Anyway.
But
All
the
right, Mark.
Cowboys game is going to be on like 4 channels on Monday night.
Oh, Lord.
That'll be a much better game. This doggone.
Hey, Herman, and I knew as soon as they put out the schedule, I knew we was going to play the last damn game.
You knew.
I knew they wasn't going to let us play like on Saturday or Sunday and get it over with. Nah, we got to wait till Monday night.
Yeah,
They could have
you
made
knew.
They could have made the Bengals and Ravens a primetime game. Could've
No,
done that.
Mark, not with no third string quarterback. They ain't gonna.
They're
They knew
looking
that game ain't competitive.
Yeah, they're looking for ratings. It's all.
They
about
should have put
ratings.
they could have put the Chargers and Jaguars on Monday night. That'd have been.
They actually probably should have, in all honesty. But it's about the ratings. They know.
or
they
even the
know,
Giants and the Vikings. That'd have been.
They know
probably
who's
good.
going to bring the biggest ratings, and it's going to be the Cowboys and
Tom Brady and the Cowboys.
Yeah, makes sense. All right, take us out of here, Marcus.
All right, before we get out here, I want to encourage. You know what? I didn't do this at the beginning of the show. Why you remind me? I want to encourage everyone to like, share, subscribe.
We only been doing the show for how many years?
How many shows we done did, Marcus?
125.
125.
What are we on? 122? 125.
Yeah.
I want to encourage everyone to like, share, and subscribe, especially if you watch on YouTube. You can catch us on Facebook and our Facebook group, The Lay Game. We're also on Twitter at The Lay Game 3 and on Instagram at The Official Delay of Game. We will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Peace. We out.
Peace.